Welcome back to my channel, everyone. I am so happy that you could join me for today's video. I really just wanted to take some time and share with you some ideas when it comes to race day nutrition. Now, these are things that I have found over time through trial and error that have really helped me when I am mapping out my plan come race day nutrition. So more specifically in this video, I am talking about longer distance races. So that would be maybe a half marathon, a full marathon, because they are quite taxing on our body and we need a little extra support than we do, let's say, in a 5K or 10K race. So the very first thing I do is I make sure I get a solid night's sleep 2 days before race day. Most of these races are held on a Sunday. They start really early on a Sunday morning. So I make sure I get a really solid night's sleep on Friday night, because if you're like me, I get excited and I have nerves. So the night before the race is not necessarily the best mixture of a hearty night's sleep. I make sure I rest, but I'm thankful that I took the time to ensure that solid night's sleep on Friday. The next thing I do, here we are, it's gonna be race day now. About 3 to 4 hours before the race begins, I take some fuel. And the two things I always go for is I always make sure I have a banana. If you don't want to eat the whole banana, at least half of the banana, because as we all know, we need electrolytes for those longer distance races, and electrolytes are ions. Some examples of that is potassium. So you get plenty of that in your bananas. And then I also really do like these honey stinger. It's my favorite honey stinger stroop waffle. This is a salted caramel. Again, giving you some carbs, some fuel to get your body ready for what it's about to go through come the start of the race. So as we get closer to the beginning of the race, the next thing I do about 1 hour before the race starts is I take 800 milligrams of ibuprofen. Now, please consult with your medical professional. I am not a medical professional. These are just things that I have found work for me. But again, you need to do your due diligence, do your research, and speak with your medical professional that you trust to make sure that that's safe for you. So ibuprofen is an anti-inflammatory, and during that race, your muscles swell and you have muscle aches. So that's what I found works for me. 45 minutes before the start of the race is when I will take my very first energy gel. So this is the brand I used the last half marathon I ran. It's Goo. This is Chocolate Outrage, but there's lots of different brands and flavors. So do some research, find something that's maybe gentle on your stomach, a flavor that you like, but they are packed with electrolyte. And look on the outside, some of them, they'll list other things that they have inside. This one has 450 milligrams of amino acids, 50 milligrams of sodium, 20 milligrams of caffeine. And those amino acids, each type has a different purpose, but the idea is that it will help you accelerate recovery, to enhance your overall performance, and of course, sustain your endurance throughout the race. So I will take these energy gels every 45 minutes to 5 miles, kind of depending once I start the race. It is very important that you take it with water, not with another electrolyte. You want to take energy gels with water because electrolyte is highly soluble, and so you want that to absorb into your bloodstream, and that's the way it travels through us, is through blood. It's stored in our tissues, so it is very, very important can't stress that enough, that you take it with water, not another electrolyte drink. Around halfway through the race, so if you're doing a half marathon, around mile 6, there's usually an aid station, maybe 7. If I'm feeling that my stomach is, maybe my nerves are kind of getting to me, or I'm not wanting to take an energy gel, what I also use in lieu of an energy gel are these sport beans. I love these. I discovered these a couple years back, and I will, at some point of the race, maybe I've had one 45 minutes before the race, and maybe I took the first one, like I said, 45 minutes into the race, and then I decide, you know what, I don't really want a third, but I need something. I'll switch over and I'll take some sport beans. Again, take it with water, because this is going to serve as your electrolyte. On the back of it, the package says clinically proven to improve athletic performance, 1 pack 30 minutes before activity, as needed during activity, 1 pack after activity, always consume with water. The only part of that I agree with is always consume with water. I never ever take a full pack. I think that'd be way too much. I take like 3 to 4 of them with water. They're made by Jelly Belly. They're small. They look like jelly beans. They're really good. This is fruit punch flavor. Really, really good. Yummy. But again, I think a full pack is way too much. I don't think you need that. I don't think you need any more than 4 at a time. So those are the things that I use when I am going to be pushing my body and I don't want to run out of electrolyte. You ever been to a race or see on television those long distance events like a triathlon or a marathon, and you see those people and their legs are like Gumby and they just almost have no muscle control. They can't even walk anymore. They have depleted their body of electrolyte. They ran out. So what electrolytes do specifically is they help maintain your body's fluid inside and outside of your cells. And the way you get electrolyte or its components is by what you eat and what you drink. And of course, you lose electrolyte when you sweat. And it is so critical that you don't allow your body to completely deplete itself of those electrolytes. They must be evenly balanced for your body to function properly. So these are just some ideas that I wanted to share with you, things that have really helped me when I'm coming up with a strategy on how I am going to sustain that electrolyte level throughout a long distance race. So please comment below if you have some ideas, some tips that you can share, things that work for you, or things in this video that you thought were helpful. And I just cannot wait to see you in the next video. Bye.